The Russians keep trying to capture the Donetsk region, but each time they face strong resistance from the drone pilots of the Magyar Birds brigade, and hear that a reconnaissance drone detects an ambush of an enemy tank firing at Ukrainian positions. Kamikaze drone pilots are on the way and ready to strike back. The drone pilot delivers a precise strike, and the tank first catches fire and then explodes. Before its final destruction, it manages to fire one last shot. In slow motion, it looks very impressive. It is clear that the tank was fully loaded with ammunition. But this is not the end. A Russian soldier jumps out of the tank and starts running toward the tree line, simultaneously removing his burning gear. He is extremely hot, despite the fact that it is quite a cold time of year. Here he is running in a purely Soviet uniform, trying to hide in a tree line. But even there, it's not so easy. Ukrainian sappers had previously mined the area. And this is what the tank looks like now, nothing but worthless, scorching scrap metal. And here is another Russian tank with a trawl in front of it, clearing mines dropped remotely from drones. Here we can see that the first mine explodes under the trawl and the other under the tank. After the explosion, the tank stops, and the pilots of the Kamikaze drones are already preparing for a combat mission. From the reconnaissance drone, it is visible that the tank is equipped with electronic warfare systems, but the pilots of Magyar Birds know how to bypass them. The drone pilot strikes, but the tank's armor holds. Another attempt is needed. Another Kamikaze drone hits the target, leading to the tank's complete destruction. We can clearly see the fire engulfing the tank, consuming it entirely. Even the additional protection of the turtle tank did not save it from complete destruction. And here is a Russian artillery gun. All it takes is a hole in the barrel, and it will no longer be able to fire. Even if the Russians try to shoot with it, it will simply explode into pieces. This is exactly what Ukrainian kamikaze drone operators are working on. After the drone hits the gun, another drone always comes to make sure the shot was successful. Another Russian artillery gun. This one is better camouflaged, but it was still detected. After the strike, another drone is used to confirm the presence of a hole. Here, we can see a nice crack. And one more artillery gun that needs to be neutralized. And here is a Russian truck. At night, it exploded on a remotely placed mine and now stands abandoned. Russian soldiers are somewhere nearby, in the wood. As we can see, it was towing an artillery gun. Now the task of Ukrainian drone pilots is to neutralize the target. The first hit had no effect, so a second strike is needed. Another drone pilot took aim and hit the truck's cargo bed, which was fully loaded with ammunition. As a result, the truck exploded. Below, we see destroyed Russian armored vehicles on the road of death. And this is all that was left after the Russian truck. Here's another Russian combat vehicle that was hit by a mine and is now abandoned. It needs to be destroyed so that the Russians cannot tow it away and repair it. The hit is clearly visible. Later, intelligence confirmed that the combat vehicle was destroyed and burned. Another target for Ukrainian pilots. Russians in a pickup truck are changing their location, but a drone pilot spotted them and started pursuit. One of the Russians tried to shoot down the drone with a rifle, but his attempt was unsuccessful. And here's a Russian Bukhanka carrying ammunition. It was also attacked by a Ukrainian Kamikaze drone. A powerful explosion is visible, but that's not the end of it. Here it burns intensely, and then Russian munitions detonate. Another Russian tank was stopped by a mine. Here it is, parked, heavily armored with additional protection. There is active protection on top, but it did not save it. The drone operator makes a targeted strike, but the first hit does not penetrate the armor. So another Kamikaze drone takes off and strikes the tank. Now this tank will definitely not be able to drive. The tank is now completely engulfed in flames and ready to explode. The detonation was successful. Another truck with ammunition and an artillery gun, a complete gentleman's set. A Kamikaze drone pilot takes off and hits the target. The truck slowly catches fire. It's necessary to wait for the flames to do their work and burn it completely. Here, the fire is slowly doing its work. This is a Russian armored personnel carrier full of infantry heading for an assault. The drone operator takes aim and strikes. The armored carrier slows down but still reaches the drop-off point for the infantry. The Russian infantry disembarks and takes positions in the forest. Later, the night doctor will pay them a visit. For now, the drone pilot is about to destroy this armored personnel carrier. It hits, and the armored personnel carrier is destroyed. Here, reconnaissance shows that the armored personnel carrier is on fire. It had an electronic warfare system on the roof, but it couldn't protect it from the drone strike. Another tank has been caught on the same route where Russian armored personnel carriers were previously destroyed, as you may have seen in earlier videos. For those who missed it, here's a quick recap. This brand new armored personnel carrier also hit a mine and was abandoned by the Russians. The Kamikaze drone operator is already in a hurry to destroy it. The first hit was ineffective, so another drone is sent for the final destruction. Another Russian armored personnel carrier is transporting infantry for an assault, but it's intercepted by Ukrainian drone operators, who begin their attack. The armored personnel carrier activated smoke screens and its electronic warfare systems, but it was all for nothing. Another Kamikaze drone flies to finally destroy the target. The assault was successfully repelled, the enemy equipment is destroyed, and now the Night Doctor will be searching for the Russian infantry. I'd also like to remind you that this was the Magyar Birds brigade. I'll leave a link to support them in the description below the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. This material was prepared by Hustler. See you soon.